So this is a first. I've returned to a sleepy little town. At least it was a sleepy little town the last time I visited. It's not today. Let's go and take a look. So today I am back in Hay-on-Wye. As I said, it's a lot busy here today. We've got the HayFestival on this week. So what I thought we'd do is we'll go and have a look around town again and see what's going on. I can see there's tons of food stalls over here. Then we'll head up to the castle where there's an outdoor market going on. And then finally we'll head up to the main site and have a look around up there. Let's have a look. So the last time I was at the castle here, as I said, it was a lot quieter. There's loads and loads of stalls around here today, but I found one particularly interesting one here. There's an art collective down here, but they make their own inks. So I thought we should go and have a look at that. Could you tell me who you are and where we are and what you guys do?
So I'm Will. I run the arts collective with Adam.
Hello.
My predominant practice is ink making and print making. So all of the ink making, I go out and forage for all of the materials, process them into natural inks, and my main use of them is through screen print. So that's a lot of what I do, and generally a silk screen printer is also my other side of my practice as well.
And you're both artists as well?
Yes.
Yeah, we are. You've both got your own art on display here as well?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit more about the ink though? Like what's the process of making? I've never even considered making ink.
So it's quite a simple process. So all you're doing is getting whatever your base material might be. So this one is some horse chestnuts. You're getting whether that's a solid husk or whether it's the fruits or berries. You're crushing them up, boiling them up. And as you boil them, the colour floods off of them. Some it's a bit more hard work than others, but some it's very easy and it immediately happens. And as you sort of extract that colour, you filter off all your base sediment material, so whatever your plant material might be, reduce that down to concentrate it, and add sort of 10% of something called gum arabic, which acts as a binder. Traditionally they would have used honey as well, and it just works as a really good way to thicken the ink a little bit, give it a bit more tackiness, and thickens it. And a little bit of albus oil is what I add, but you can kind of use any essential oil to.
So it's a real natural sort of science you've got going on here.
Yeah. So it works really well, and it's
Will's studio, I say, is the witch's cauldron. Because you walk in, he's kind of got things bubbling away sometimes, and he's got things fermenting in jars and things steeping, waiting for the ink to come out of them, and it all smells very. A lot of the time, some of the smells are pretty bad.
It's pretty cool.
But that final step where you add that like essential oil, that kind of negates all those bad smells.
It does its best, and it just stops them moulding over time because you have to combat it.
So if someone wanted to get hold of your inks, how would they get hold of you?
So on my website, so I'm just here as willvalentineart.com, and I've got a full shop which has all my kits, all my inks, dip pens, prints, and everything as well on there as well. But all my links to what we do as a collective is through my Instagram as well as on my website. I have a page for that which sort of shares what we do. So we sell 12 different artists' work, and we run it as sort of a way to share people's work who maybe don't always get access to it. We'll just make that a little bit easier, running it as a sort of travelling shop.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I'll put the links underneath so people can go and
Amazing.
follow your stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you.
So we'll give the bookshops a miss this time because we've done that, but we will go up and check out what's going on up in the square up there. So it's a full-on party atmosphere here in Hay-on-Wye. All sorts of music going on in the streets. There's tons of food up here as well. So if you're driving to the HayFestival, there are plenty of places to park on the way into town. There's a few fields that they open up. It's generally in between about £5 to £7.50. I parked right in town though, but I did come in a couple of days ago and it was absolutely random. There was no chance of getting parked. So one of these field parking sites is probably your best option. I've just noticed though that there are a couple of private houses that actually do offer their own parking that might be a little bit cheaper than that. So you'll find a huge amount of things going on at the HayFestival. There's book signings, there's guest speakers, there's also a lot of decent food up here as well. So definitely worth coming up here and checking it out. So there's an absolute ton of food up here at the HayFestival site. I've chosen to go for a place called Taste Tibet. I've got some of their beef dumplings. Let's tuck in. So they look a little bit like a bao bun, but let's give them a go. So really nicely flavoured beef, sort of minced beef in the middle. Yeah, that hits the spot. Absolutely perfect. So a lot of the events here are ticketed and you have to pay for, but a lot of the BBC, in fact, all the BBC events up here are all free, so definitely worth coming in just for that.
If I did talk about any aspect of the Beatles, someone from Sony would shoot me. There's poison darts aimed across at me from Los Angeles.
So just a quick thank you to everybody that subscribed to the channel. I can't believe it, but there's over 500 of you guys now, which is absolutely incredible. Anyway, if you haven't already, then please subscribe to the channel. And it'd be amazing if you could like this video and leave a comment underneath. It really does help a small channel like this. Anyway, let's carry on. So what can I say about the HayFestival? Really good. Definitely worth coming and checking out all the stuff that's going on in town, and obviously the festival. You might want to check what's on though, because some days have got more interesting things for me personally than others, and today there wasn't a huge amount of stuff that I actually wanted to see. But if you check out the whole itinerary, you're going to find something that you're interested in. Anyway, I'll see you next time.